Which one of these microphones should you use when you start a podcast? Well, the answers depend.
And now, a look at what's trending in the podcast world and how it can help your show. It's the Jag Show Podcast.
I'm John Gay from Jag and Detroit Podcast, soon to be Jag Podcast Productions. I'm going to walk through 5 different microphones today and help you decide which mic you should have to help start your podcast. First, there are 2 differences to know between microphones. One is the inside, the guts of the microphone. There are dynamic microphones and condenser microphones. The dynamic microphone is designed to pick up just your voice, only what's in front of it. For example, if you start to drift away from your mic, it's going to drop off very quickly. Now, a condenser microphone will pick up all the sound around it, which may sound better, but it's really not in most podcast situations, because unless you're in a treated, soundproofed room, it's going to pick up all the noise of cars outside, the dog barking in the next room. You're better off with a dynamic microphone than a condenser microphone, which brings me to the Blue Yeti. This is the best marketed podcast mic out there. If you Google podcast microphones, if you search on Amazon, you're going to get some variation of the Blue Yeti. The best thing that you can do with the Blue Yeti is throw it away. It is not a good podcast microphone. It is a condenser microphone. It is going to pick up all the sound around you. They'll say you can pick up multiple people with it. The quality will not be good. There are better microphones you can get for cheaper, and they're all dynamic. That leads me to the second thing you need to know about your microphones, the connection type. Some mics connect by XLR cable. That's these 3-prong cables that you've probably seen on stage for different musicians. And if you have a recorder or some sort of device you're going to bring either out and about or sitting on your desk, you'll want a mic that has an XLR input and output. If you're going to go straight on your computer, you can go USB. Now, the important thing to remember is there's USB-A and USB-C, which brings me to our first dynamic microphone, the Audio Technica ATR 2100X. As you can see on the bottom, it's got an XLR output, but it also has a USB. This is a USB-C, and what I like about the Audio Technica 2100X is it comes with both USB-C to USB-C connection and USB-C to USB-A connection, that big rectangular one that if you are on an older computer or your computer has that old USB input, you can use either one. The problem with the ATR 2100X, they're really hard to find. They've been sold out for the majority of 2025. So as an alternative, also around $60 or so, maybe 70, is the Samson Q2U. On-off switch on the side, same thing, XLR connection on the bottom and USB. The only issue with the Samson Q2U, it only will go USB-A. So if you don't have an old school USB-A port on your computer, you'll need a dongle or an adapter to convert from USB-A, again, this guy here, to USB-C on your computer. But great mic, $60. Both of these come with a handy dandy little stand. You can set it right on your desk and talk. You'll be good. You will sound very professional. Now, if you want to go a little bit higher end, sort of the middle of the road, I do recommend anything by Shure, S-H-U-R-E, great microphone company. This is a slightly older version of the MV7 microphone. I've got a really big windscreen on here, but that's what the guts of it inside look like. Also dynamic, and the new version has a USB connection. The MV7 Plus will run you about $300. So a little bit more pricey, but it's a great microphone. Their new MV7 Plus is a terrific podcast microphone. And finally, you may be wondering what I'm on right now. If you are doing this as a project for work, it's coming out of a marketing budget, it's not coming out of your pocket, or if you do have the funds to invest heavily into your podcast and you really want to spend a good amount of money on equipment, the microphone that I'm using right now for this podcast is the Shure SM7B. This will run you $400 or so. The newer versions, slightly tweaked, will go closer to $500. So it's a very pricey microphone. But most podcasts that you see video of, where they've got that little rectangular foam thing, I've got a bigger windscreen on this. Most professional podcasts are using the SM7B, Eminem has used it. Michael Jackson recorded the Thriller album on a version of the SM7B back in the 80s. Long-term, venerable microphone. If money is not an object, the SM7B is my microphone of choice. But again, SM7B, middle of the road, the Shure MV7. And then if you're just starting out and money's a little bit tight, the Samson Q2U run you about $60. Those are the mics I recommend. Any questions for me, you can find my contact information in the show notes. Hope that was helpful. Later.
The most popular ways to grow a podcast are recommendations of friends and family. So share this episode with someone you know. And for any questions you have about podcasts, find Jag online at jagindetroit.com.